Today we're going to introduce a couple of new patents and proprietary products that your Crawlspace has introduced to the market. Most of them are directed at attaching vapor barriers to foundation walls, whether they be stone, brick, block, metal, really doesn't matter. Our system is a permanent sealed attachment and will take typically about 50% less time to install these systems. So saving you labor and actually the stress of following the foundation and get a tight seal is almost impossible with a mechanical fastener. Most of you are familiar with this. This is a typical Hilti gun attachment. As you can see with this block, it actually broke the block. That doesn't happen if you shoot the seams, mortar joints typically, but 200 of these in the foundation can be rather devastating to lots of foundations. And in addition, and probably just as importantly, between the attachments, we don't get a seal. So we have to come back and do some sort of a seal. So we break the blocks and we don't get a seal. So I'm going to show you a couple of ways we've designed that can speed this process up significantly. First, we start with our patented wall curtain. And the wall curtain has an activation strip, but it's this little fine attachment edge at the top of the liner. These liners come in different lengths and widths. Primarily they're 50 feet long, 2 foot wide, 3 foot, 4 foot, 5 foot wide. So what I'll do here is I'll just give you a real simple demonstration of how quickly this system can go in. Okay, so we have this part of the wall curtain, and we have this piece. You want to make certain that the activation edge is pointed to the adhesive. It's very important. If you put it on the plastic, it falls off immediately. So the attachment strip is here, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bead of adhesive. And again, I want to remind you, this adhesive has nothing to do with how efficient the system is. Okay, so that was a couple of seconds. I'm going to take the attachment edge and I'm going to push it down, and the activation strip has basically sealed the vapor barrier to the foundation. It's going to hold until it cures. I don't want you to wait for the product to cure, so what I'm going to do is show you a product that we've already sealed. We did this yesterday. This is the same product you just looked at, and that's the attachment. It's totally sealed here. It's a permanent seal, obviously. It'll hold the weight of a wall. It's guaranteed for as long as the substrate stays that you're attaching to, because our activation strip is basically cross-linked to the block or brick or stone or metal. Now, that's pretty amazing in itself, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to attach the ground vapor barrier to this system. Most of you have been taking rolls of tape, 3-4 inch tapes, and stretching them out and trying to get the edge sealed. What I'm going to do is take our proprietary seal. It's actually a seam weld. I'm going to put it down here. I'm going to literally put the weld on my wall liner. So it's attached to the wall liner. Let's just assume that this was hanging down the foundation. And you took I don't know, this just happens to be a 10 mil liner that I have on the table. You push it in the seam, and that's an immediate weld. That will last, we're aging it currently. We're up to about 15 years in an aging chamber that this seam will hold. So if you want to do it a lot quicker, a lot more efficiently, this is a total weld here. This isn't a tape seam that's going to get moisture and sand in the weld. So the adhesive, the activation strip from the crawl liner, one seam weld, and we've got the wall attached and the floor system attached with no vapor or air leakage. Okay, we're going to introduce, it's a new patent. We've had it about 3 to 4 months. And what we went after was a product that we could attach to the foundation wall with no mechanical fasteners, no Bulin tapes, nothing that's going to fall down if it's wet or sandy. We're actually going to put a system up that will attach to virtually any foundation or substrate, block, brick, stone, metal, wood, you name it. So what we did was we went sort of with our proprietary seam weld, and we came up with a simple tape. It comes in 100-foot rolls. It's got my activation strip on the back, and on the other side you're going to see it's got the same attachment that we weld our seams with. But we're actually going to put this on the wall so you could use your own proprietary wall liner if you chose. Virtually it'll stick to any product you use, and I'm also going to show you that. So you attach it the same exact way as our wall curtain. Now typically the wall curtain is going to be quicker because it's just one process and you're done. But there are lots of applications for this that you may have to use this depending on your company. If you're in a franchise, you may have to use this as the wall attachment only and purchase other liners. We're going to put a bead of adhesive up. You can see it's only a 1/4 inch bead, it's not very much. This has the activation strip. So we're going to take the activation strip and we're going to put it, that's how we attach it. When that cross links to my activation strip, I'm going to then remove the backing, and I'm going to show you on a cured block here where we can immediately push it on and it will actually hold the weight of the foundation. So that's really that, and we're done with it. That'll go around the entire foundation, all the piers, around the doorways and around the vents. You can actually seal around those with this product. So I'm going to put this down. Once again, this is what we're preventing, is the mechanical fastener process. We don't need to fool with that. So we did this one. We did this product yesterday, and I actually attached the strip. I did one on each side. And today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to release. That's it. Now you've revealed the attachment strip. So I'm going to take a couple of products because you may be wondering whether it'll stick to your product. I'm going to take a 12 mil from a company. I'm going to stick it on. I'm going to take a 20 mil from another company, and we're going to stick it on. Now realize this was put on with a dry mount adhesive in our activation strip, and now all I've done is put it on a strip of our adhesive, and it's attached. That's with 2 separate company liners. So I don't have to worry about mechanical fasteners. I don't have to come back and seal it. I don't have to come back and tape it. I'm done. So this will actually cut a huge amount of time. Again, it can be used with Tyvek around windows, doors. It can be used in crawl spaces around the vents where we really can't get seals once we cut out for sealing the vents. Doorways that are just a constant headache. This product, tape around the seam. When you bring your liner up, just push it in and you're attached. So hope you like this, because it's a relatively inexpensive way to use your own liners if you choose to do that. Otherwise, you know, the quickest way is just to go directly to the wall attachment. But this is a very, very effective system. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, it's just sticking on the adhesive that we put on. Remember, it's holding 2 separate liners, 2 company liners, not mine. So it'll virtually stick to any liner you're using, including 6 mil poly. What I'm going to do now is go back to the seam weld. And I'm going to actually put a piece of our seam weld, not a very big piece, on that. And then I'm going to put a piece on the other liner. So now I've got my seam tape to the foundation, to the block. It's a total seal. We haven't used mechanical fasteners. We haven't used butylene tape, and I've got a total seal here. So now what I'm going to show you is I still need to come down the wall and attach to a vapor barrier. So in this case, I'm going to use my vapor barrier, or one of mine, because now I have 3 different products. This is a little bit difficult, but because they're not very uniform. But I'm going to take those 2 tabs that I had, and I'm going to pick up the block with the wall attached to the wall to 2 separate liners and to my third, let's say, vapor barrier, and it holds all of them with no mechanical fasteners. So this saves a huge amount of time. Just the wear and tear on your guys. They can come in, put a wall system up in about 2 hours. It's really a time saver, and it's much, much more efficient for the homeowner because the house is actually sealed. I'm going to show you how we market these products. We actually put them in what we call kits or systems. So you can order square footage, lineal feet, height of the wall, give us your order, and we actually ship you a complete order, whether you're doing 1 job or 1,000 jobs. If you're doing 1,000 and you want to just purchase the wall curtain or the wall attachment tape, we can obviously sell you cases of those. But typically what an order would look like is if you were doing a regular 2 or 3 foot crawl space, these tubes of adhesive would be shipped inside the core. So we cut down on shipping costs for our adhesive. The tapes would be packed in the box. Our tapes are 3-4 inch. I would say they're some of the best vinyl tapes on the market, waterproof vinyl. Whenever possible, we should be using the tape weld that we spoke about earlier. And the tape weld again, comes in 100 foot rolls. Once you seal that, it's never coming up. These are the different liners. This is a 2.5 foot. They're individually packaged. They're 50 feet long, and we've found that 50 feet is a good length for all of our products. We actually do this. You cut down on waste. The guys can handle them. They can throw them around in the crawl spaces. But they would come packaged in a box. This is a 2 foot. This would be a pier material. Come up the pier. Literally, you can wrap a pier. If you follow our system, in a couple of minutes, you're totally done with that pier. You never have to go back to it. So we ship those all over the country. This is our 5 foot product. Now this is for the guys that have taller crawl spaces. This has an activation strip on both ends. So this product can be customized to fit really whatever you want it to fit. And if you have any custom orders, if you need we've got a customer that puts in, he goes up 12, 14 feet in lots of foundations in the mountains, and we provide him with a product that will go up 14 feet, laps the floor, and then we can use either, we provide, most of our ground liners are polyethylene woven, so the thickness of our products are consistent throughout the whole product. They're really top of the line. We have them made. We have extra coatings put on our liners. We have a 10, a 12, and a 23. And then the proprietary product we make, which is a drain mat product, has a polypropylene backing with a polyethylene laminate. And it will actually drain huge amounts of water if you have foundation leakage and those types of things. And that's a 33 mil product. This has been a basic introduction to our product line. No one else has these products. They're patented and everything else is proprietary. If you have any questions about it, I'm sure most of you are contractors and are very familiar with the system. So we'll have videos if you want to see where we put these in, how easy it is to wrap a pier, to put a wall up. You can contact us at yourcrawlspace.com or 877-44-CRAWL. Very easy. We'd love to hear from you.